Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to week 4 of the course on anti doping awareness for sport. This is lecture 5 of week 4, and we will be discussing Adams and Edel. Now, they are not male and female names of any person. We will discuss more in the few next slides. So I'll be covering the presentation as per the following outline: definition of atoms, usage and functions of atoms, what's on ADL, courses which are available for the various categories, and conclusion. Definition: the Anti-Doping Administration and Management System, ADAMS, is a web-based database management system for use by all the stakeholders and all the athletes involved in the anti-doping system. By all the stakeholders, I mean athlete support personnel, laboratory, National Anti-Doping Organization, World Anti-Doping Agency, and federations, international federation, national federations, etc. It is available in English, French, Spanish, German, Japanese, Russian, Italian, Dutch, and Arabic. Currently, many more languages are in the pipeline. It's basically a clearinghouse where all the data can be stored. Now, data relating to athletes' whereabouts, data relating to TUVs and the TUV management, data relating to test planning and results management, and based upon the data which is stored in ADAMS, your test plan is generated for each sporting event. There is a module wherein all the lab results can be stored of all athletes in all countries worldwide. Another module has got athlete biological passport management details stored into it, right? We know what is the athlete biological passport. It's basically all the parameters and all the tests of the athlete are stored in the system over a period of time so that any variation in any of the parameters can be tracked and reported if abnormal. Intelligence and investigation functions of the World Anti-Doping Agency can also be stored on ADAMS, and there is a very important module which does this activity. Let's talk about the athlete profile module. The basic demographic information of the athlete is collected. Why? To appropriately identify the athletes in ADAMS and to contact them where necessary in cases of notifying an adverse analytical finding or a whereabouts failure, or in case the DCO wants to contact them for a sample collection session. Generally, it's recommended that the athlete profile is filled up as detailed as possible because it will avoid confusion if there are two athletes with the same name. So documents, document numbers, passport, all these things should be filled in so that there is no confusion at a later stage. Athlete profiles are generally created by the anti-doping organization or by the international federation. These profiles are created of athletes who are in the registered testing pool. The test planning module. The test planning module in ADAMS enables anti-doping organizations with testing authority over an athlete to plan, coordinate, order, monitor, and avoid duplication of doping controls for athletes under their authority. ADOs with testing authority can include the National Anti-Doping Organization, the International Federation, and major event organizers. It is possible that multiple ADOs have the authority to test the athletes. Lab results module. The laboratory results module in ADAMS was specifically designed to preserve the confidentiality and integrity of laboratory results. Laboratories can only see and submit laboratory results associated with sample codes, not with an athlete's name. And these results cannot be modified by any organization other than the laboratory which has submitted the result. Whereabouts module. Whereabouts are used to plan, coordinate, and conduct doping controls, in particular, no advance notice and for out of competition testing. They are used to support the analysis of athlete biological passports or other analytical results, or to support the investigation of or proceedings regarding anti-doping rule violations. Please note, not all athletes are required to provide whereabouts. Athletes within their ADO's registered testing pool, generally the national and international level athletes, are required to provide complete whereabouts, and that too not every time. Generally, how the whereabouts clause works is, the athlete is given a login ID and password. He or she logs into the ADAMS system and mentions their current address and location and telephone number. If the address is going to change sometime in future, so a couple of days before the address is going to change, the athlete logs in again and mentions the new address and telephone number and the period from which the athlete is going to be there at that period. So athlete doesn't have to keep changing the details in the whereabouts module, but if the whereabouts are going to change and the athlete is aware that the whereabouts are going to change, then it is imperative that they log in and they change the whereabouts in the whereabouts module. Therapeutic use exemptions module. TUEs allow athletes with a medical condition to use a prohibited substance or method under the conditions of the code and provided the international standard for TUE are met. The TUE ADAMS module ensures TUE decisions are properly recorded to facilitate the mutual recognition of such decisions and to avoid the duplication of activities related to their review. That means if a TUA has been filed in India, athlete is competing in the US, but if the TUE is valid, it will reflect in the ADAMS system when the US anti-doping agency logs in and checks the details of the athlete. Athlete biological passport module in ADAMS complements the analytical measure. The athlete biological passport module in ADAMS complements analytical methods to detect the use of prohibited methods or substances. It can be used to inform target testing or investigations or to establish a prohibited use on its own. As I have already discussed, a large number of data relating to an athlete is stored over time, and if the data shows variation in the test results, you can do target testing, you can conduct an investigation, or you can establish an ADRV on its own. The ABP collates information on biological markers of blood and steroid doping from all samples collected for anti-doping purposes that meet the requirements of the ADP, regardless of the testing authority. The sample may be collected wherever. All the details will be stored on the athlete's biological passport module. The passports are managed by the Athlete Passport Management Units, which are special units of WADA accredited laboratories. Like laboratories, they can only see passport information associated with the passport ID, not the athlete name. Results Management Module. The Results Management Module is used to facilitate coordinated management of positive test results. Sanctioning of anti-doping rule violations to avoid duplication of such activities. Facilitate the mutual recognition of disciplinary decisions. That means if an ADRV has been committed in Russia by an Indian athlete, the test was ordered by the Russian anti-doping agency, The details were logged in to the ADAMS by the drug testing laboratory in some other country. But if the Indian National Anti-Doping Agency wants to check the details of the athlete, it will still be available to them on the results management module. So, in this manner, you can detect if the ADRVs are happening in a repeated fashion. And ADRV is happening across different sports or across different countries. Intelligence and investigations. All ADOs are required to obtain, assess, and process anti-doping intelligence from all available sources to help deter and detect doping and to form effective testing strategies. ADOs must also investigate any analytical or non-analytical information or intelligence that provides reasonable cause to suspect that an ADRV may have been committed. ADAMS serves as the one source of information to support these intelligence gathering and investigatory functions. So, we have done with ADAMS. Now let's talk about ADL. ADL is the global anti-doping education and learning platform which is open to anyone who is interested in learning about clean sports. It's a free, secure, and user-friendly digital platform that offers education and learning opportunities for the anti-doping community worldwide, including athletes, coaches, parents, medical professionals, and more. This is how the ADL dashboard looks like. So what's on ADL? There is a range of interactive courses and resources through the ADL Academy, and you also get opportunities to connect with others involved in anti-doping. You also get educational and technical anti-doping assistance. And if you do not want to log in through a laptop or a tablet, there is a mobile app which is available for Android and iOS. It's called ADL by WADA. Education. Education is an essential and mandatory part of an anti-doping program. On ADL, you will find e-learning, you will find resources for athletes, you will find resources for athlete support personnel, you will find quizzes, you will find videos, you will find webinars, and much, much more. ADL offers anti-doping tech support through the Code Implementation Support Program, which offers a range of resources related to the code and each international standard, helping practitioners to develop and improve their anti-doping programs. CISP resource channels offer checklists, fact sheets, presentations, pre-recorded webinars, video tutorials, and resources which you can share with your target audiences. There is also a CISP live webinar series which is available online. What does ADL offer for athletes? ADL has education programs for athletes at all levels. They will help to learn about the values of clean sport and the details of the anti-doping system, which is essential for any athlete participating in sport. These are some of the courses which are available for international level athletes and national level athletes. Again, courses which are available for national level athletes in different languages. So, if you do not understand English or any of the major languages, it's easy for you to find a course in your regional language. You also have courses for registered testing athletes. And again, these courses are offered in different languages. For athlete support personnel, anyone working with athletes and children in sport have a duty to instill and reinforce the values of clean sport. You should be visibly and vehemently seen to be anti-doping. There's no other two things about it. You have to be seen to be rabidly anti-doping. That is only when your people will start to respect you. All coaches, medics, parents, or agents of athletes need to be aware of the anti-doping rules, policies, and procedures to help keep sport clean. ADL can help you gain confidence with your anti-doping responsibilities. So for coaches, there are different programs which are available in different languages. Again, for teachers, sport is a great teaching tool for character building and education and for the development of values in young people. Development of ethical behavior is the foundation for all future potential athletes. ADL offers resources for teachers that can help enhance your educational activities. Again, for teachers and for athlete support personnel and for parents, you have several courses which are available on ADL with several fact sheets which are available on ADL. You also have something called major events education guides and courses which are available on ADL. For practitioners, ADL offers anti-doping practitioners and those working in sport a range of resources to support the development of anti-doping programs and for the implementation of the World Anti-Doping Code and the international standards. What are these courses? So for medical professionals education, there are different courses which are available. As you can see, again, different languages are available. So to sum up, ADAMS is a web-based database management system. There should not be any doubt about the security and the sanctity of data which is stored on ADAMS because the security modules are even more stringent than those used by the banking sector. ADAMS has different modules for athlete profiling, for test planning, for lab results, for whereabouts, for therapeutic use exemptions, for athlete biological passports, for result management, and for intelligence and investigations. ADL is another online web-based platform wherein you can learn anything, anytime, anywhere related to anti-doping education and learning and the WADA code. These are my references, ladies and gentlemen. I strongly urge you to go through the ADL website and look at what courses you can do for improving your knowledge and for further study in this field. I seem to have finished, ladies and gentlemen. So this brings us to the end of week 4, and there will be an assignment and a test at the end of week 4, which you will have to submit before the appointed time. So do ensure you submit before the time slot given, and thank you for your time and your patience and for doing this course. Thank you and Jai Hind.